Directed Electronics is a worldwide leader in automotive accessories. Viper protects, remote starts more vehicles than anyone on this planet. This is the Viper SmartStart. It connects your car to the cloud. It allows you to locate, unlock, lock, and remote start your car, all from the cloud. Today, I'm excited to show you how Viper is looking to take the next step in cloud enabling your car, giving you easy access to vehicle diagnostics, telemetry data, and key notifications, all from your Windows phone. Let's show you some code and the app.
All right, so what I'm going to do,
Bring up the web
you
page.
did it.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is just open up the Viper site. And you want to talk about what we're seeing here?
So here we have the Viper SmartStart again. I've taken this, installed this on a few cars in my family. And what you've got up here is actually a website running on Windows Azure that allows you to do the things that you can do on the Viper SmartStart phone, smartphone app. And you can actually do things like start, unlock, and lock your car. But we can do a few more things here on the site.
Yeah, so I think the real takeaway is we can actually have onboard diagnostic information. And that information is the telemetry data of what's going on in your car. And if we just zoom in here, we see Jeff, this is your daughter, Bryn. We see real-time data of her location and telemetry data that we've decided to share in the cloud. So what's happening here is the car is sending, think of it as a heartbeat to the cloud. The data's processed, written into Azure table storage, and then what our page is doing is using a REST call and HTML5 to give you a real-time display of that car while she's driving in Seattle on Highway 520.
And it's really fun to be able to see where my daughter is, those locations, all on the web, and just actually see how fast she's going. And I can give her a call and say, "Slow down, sweetie."
The dream of the protected father. So we see your wife here. In addition to the diagnostic, that telemetry data, we also get troubleshooting information. So the things that mechanics have access today when they plug into your car, we can now make that available, and you can be able to see that rich data. And we actually see your wife's check engine light is on, and she's been driving with 300 miles so far with it on.
Really nice. But the good news is looking at the map here, she's stopped, and maybe she's fixing it. Well, actually, no, she's at Nordstrom's, so I don't think she's actually fixing it. But okay, we'll move on here.
So let's actually go into your car page. And,
nice.
Ooh. I think you have more pictures of your car than your children.
I love all my children the same, even my car. Okay,
so what's really interesting is with the cloud, since we have this heartbeat of data, we have tons of big data. We can actually aggregate that data and show you real-world data from all three of your cars compared. So Jeff, you are the orange line. We have average miles per hour, miles per gallon, and top speed there, Mr. 89 miles per hour.
Now this was a track day. I go to Pacific Raceways. I do lapping out there. It was nothing to be going here. Let's move on quickly.
I'm sure it was in a school zone.
Thanks. This is actually really a fun view.
Yeah, so what we're seeing here is aggregate data. So for people, our team's been using this for the last couple weeks, and what we did is aggregated that data so we can see this is a map of Seattle for us actually recording average speed, miles per hour, and throttle. And we'll actually go in here, because this is, we all work in building 24. And in the key here, you can see anybody going greater in green, that's 25 miles per hour, but we're going over 30 here.
Yeah, zoom in here, and it's really neat because you can see the paths that all of us take in, go in with it, we take the GPS data, and we actually go in, and you can go into the parking garage, into underneath our building. This is really fun to see.
And you think about the ability, for example, to be able to see real-world miles per gallon data for your car.
Yeah, and power of data to the people. I mean, you can imagine, being able to see what other cars are doing if people opt into this, and actually, it's just so much fun when you have access to data like this.
All right, so you being the overprotective father, let's go into Bryn's profile. And, we talked about cloud services. Really what we're talking about is how do we build a system, a rich alert notification system that needs to talk to both public and private cloud systems. Well, what we're using here is service bus messaging. That's available in the Azure SDK 1.5. Yeah, I think there's one fan, all right?
1,000 fans, 2,000 fans, many fans. Let's hear it.
Let's,
There we go.
You work in the crowd, that's great.
Trying to.
Okay, so we have a number of alerts, and you being the overprotective father can say when a car can be driven. You can get alerts on your smartphone if it exceeds a certain mile per hour, or set a geofence, meaning get alerts if your car exceeds a certain area. And using that same SmartStart system, you can add a vehicle tilt sensor and actually know if your car is being towed and get that notification.
But again, with the things I love here is setting a geofence for my daughter. I know when she's gone out of the little area, we keep this around a 3-block radius around her house. She enjoys driving her car around that. When she goes out of that, I can get a notification on my Windows phone, and it's just a great thing. Or we can send notifications to her if she's still driving and curfew is coming in 20 minutes. She can get a notification say, honey, it's time to come home. It's 6 p.m.
I love it when we can use technology to micromanage our families.
It's great. We got to get to some code here, though.
Yeah, on the screen, we have a diagnostic application that lets us write data. And on our right side is the Azure Compute Emulator. So this lets us know what Azure, that background worker, is just waiting for messages. I'm going to clear this log. And on the left side, I'm going to send a message, OMG, car towed. Exclamation mark. All right. So I'm going to send an alert. That alert's going to go into our Azure process. So the message has been sent. And what it's doing is it's writing to Service Bus. Our worker role here, yay, it worked. It's written here. And
here we go down on the phone. You can see that we've got it. And we've got that on the big screen there. And if I click on the notification that we come to our Windows phone, it brings up a really nice page from the Viper SmartStart app. And that you can actually see where the car is located. So it says, oh my God, the car's been towed. And you can go deal with that and run like crazy. This is actually just a really, really fun thing to be able to get this. And I would like to thank Viper for partnering with us. You're going to be able to go into your local car electronics store, get the Viper SmartStart, pair it with your Windows phone, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful product, and we really appreciate their partnership. Thanks, Dan.